everybody. So I got an interesting message like a week ago, and it was about this girl who said that she wanted to include her dad in her dating life because she had found it to be quite difficult, and it seems like just things hadn't really worked out that great. So she wanted to include her dad in that, to give protection and wise counsel with that for her. But she was wondering, like, is this okay or not? Like, it's pretty countercultural and those type of things, or is it, she was worried that maybe the guy was going to think she was like 16 years old because she was a mature woman in her 20s probably. So she was asking me, what do I think of that? And I personally, is it countercultural? Yes, for sure, it is. But is that bad? Heck no. Look at culture. Is our relationships really working out that great? They're not. There are not that many relationships that are working out great. You see a lot of people, failed relationships, people get hurt, they stop trusting people, and it just jacks them up, so their future relationships suffer because of all that hurt, and they don't trust people anymore, and so on. So I think it's a great idea, actually. If you can involve your dad in your dating life, I think that's great. Now, people are going to probably react and say, like, hold on. Are you saying that you can't make decisions on your own and you're going to have your dad do that? And probably you get this picture of this controlling dad that we've seen so much in movies that... Excuse me, I'm a little bit sick today. We've seen that in movies so much where the dad's just really controlling and is like trying to rule over especially their daughter. But that's not at all what I'm talking about. Obviously, who you are going to end up marrying in the end, that's going to be your decision. And the idea is not to have someone control that, but just as someone to help you guide you and give you wise counsel and help you make the best decision possible. So if you've got a really good relationship with your dad, then I think that's a great idea. Not everybody can have that because not everybody has that relationship with their parents. I get that. And but there's other people that you can involve. You can involve friends. You can have like spiritual parents, like people in your life that function sort of as parents, or people that functions as like siblings, like older brothers, older sisters, things like that. And when I dated like 2 years ago, it wasn't for a very long time, but I involved a lot of different people in that process just to get like different perspectives. And because when you have very strong feelings for someone and you fall in love, especially, then it's really, really hard to see things clearly. So it's great to have people give you sound advice and just a clear perspective on things, because you're going to have blind spots. Everybody does. So for me, I found that very, very beneficial. Like people that ask you questions, and just provide great input. I think that's really invaluable. I'm very fortunate. I have a lot of like spiritual moms and dads and spiritual siblings, whatever you want to call it, in my life. So I'm very fortunate in that department. One of them is Bob, Pastor Bob. He knows a lot about what's going on in my life. So like knows probably just about everything. So he's someone I rely on a lot, and he's never been someone to control me. He's just like, he knows that I'm more than capable of making decisions on my own, but he's just someone there that I can talk to about things and work things through to make good decisions in life. And this is not just in dating, it can be with anything. I really try not, when it comes to big decisions, I never just make them on my own. There's a Bible verse that I've actually used a lot in my life, Proverbs 15:22, and it says, plans fail for a lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed. And I think that really, really talks about this, that just different perspectives, the more perspectives you can get on something, the better choice you're going to be able to make. So now some people are going to say like, well, my dating life, and that's none of other people's business. That's a private thing. And to an extent, I guess I get that, but look at it this way. Like, if you have a lot of people that are walking with you in this process, as you're dating, and then, maybe you become a couple with someone and you get engaged and get married, excuse me, then you also have a lot more people that can be there and be happy with you and for you throughout this journey. If you just do it on your own, then it's going to be the two of you that are happy about it. But the more people you involve, the more people you have there to be really like cheering you on and are going to be there to be with you on those really special times, like on those high notes, to rejoice with you. And I think that's awesome. That's really great. And especially for women, I think this is a great idea. Like, just to have someone like a male figure to be like a protector in a sense. And it doesn't mean, of course, like I said, not someone who's controlling and trying to make decisions for you. Then if a person is like that, if your dad is like that, then he's probably not a good person to have involved in this. But if you meet a guy who's like opposed to this, if you're like, well, my dad would really like to see you and get to know you. If he's opposed to that and it's like, nah, I don't want that, then his intentions are, it's very likely that they are less than honorable. Because if a guy really has nothing to hide, then he wouldn't have a problem with that. Like, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I would actually take it as a compliment if a girl said that, to me, if it's her dad or if it's like a mentor, whatever. I think that's great. So I can really recommend that. And even though it's countercultural, I think it can really help people avoid a lot of hurt and a lot of mistakes in life. So that's it, guys. Love you.